Have you ever wondered how a 1,400-year-old scripture could describe a scientific fact that modern geology has only recently confirmed? What if I told you that the Quran made an observation about mountains acting like pegs, long before humans had the tools or technology to explore the Earth's crust and discover how mountains are actually structured beneath the surface? In today's video, we're exploring one of the most fascinating examples where religious text and scientific understanding seem to converge. It's found in the Quran, a book revealed in the 7th century, and it offers a curious claim that mountains are like pegs or stakes driven into the earth. Now, you might think of mountains simply as towering peaks, but what's beneath them is even more astounding, and that's where the science comes in. Let's begin with the verse itself. In Surah An-Naba, chapter 78, verses 6 to 7, the Quran says, "Have we not made the earth as a bed and the mountains as pegs?" The Arabic word used here for pegs is awtad, which literally translates to stakes or tent pegs. The imagery is powerful. Just as a peg secures a tent by being driven deep into the ground, this verse suggests that mountains have a similar function in stabilizing the earth. At first glance, that might sound poetic or symbolic, but here's where it gets interesting. In the field of modern geology, the formation of mountains involves massive geological processes. Through plate tectonics, the Earth's crust is pushed and folded, and mountains are formed not only above the ground but also with deep roots that extend miles beneath the Earth's surface. These roots, often made of less dense continental crust, anchor the mountain and provide balance to the Earth's lithosphere. Scientists describe this as Isostasy, a concept that explains how mountains have deep foundations that stabilize the crust, very much like a peg anchoring something into place. The idea that mountains have these deep, stabilizing roots wasn't fully understood until the development of seismic imaging and plate tectonics in the 20th century. So how could a verse written in the 7th century describe something so similar to what we now understand through advanced science? This is what makes the comparison so compelling. While skeptics argue that the verse is vague or metaphorical, many believe this linguistic choice of pegs is remarkably aligned with modern discoveries. Of course, there's always debate when science and scripture are compared. Some argue that drawing scientific conclusions from ancient texts can be a stretch, and that these verses might have simply used metaphorical language based on observations of nature at the time. But for many Muslims and open-minded researchers, the precision of certain Quranic phrases is too specific to ignore. The mountain peg analogy isn't the only instance. The Quran contains several verses touching on natural phenomena that were unknown at the time of its revelation, from the development of the embryo to the expansion of the universe. The deeper question becomes, how did such knowledge appear in a book revealed in the deserts of Arabia to a man who couldn't read or write? Was it simply poetic coincidence, or